Alright, X and fuckers. Alright. Uh, Sorry I missed the stream yesterday, and my mic is peaking so fucking much. We're gonna turn that down a tiny bit. I didn't notice. I'm sorry, the mic was constantly fucking peaking. Alright. Fuck! Fuck! Alright, well, everything we say is gonna be kind of in the red, because we kind of need it to be, because the microphone's kind of fucking quiet. Alright. But, so I didn't stream yesterday. We went out as a family to drive through some lights, and I wasn't able to get home till like midnight. So last episode we were grinding because we need to grind a fuck ton. But now we have to go get all the apricorns, and then we'll do that. The SMP starts, and so I'm gonna make a stream schedule. But I think I know what the stream schedule is gonna be. I'm pretty sure that the stream schedule I'm going to do is going to... Okay, we're just going to go from here because I'm able to... I know where everything is from Reek and Shriek. But, the stream schedule is going to be Pokemon and Minecraft every other day, and Wednesday we'll do both. Wednesday we do both. Wednesdays we do both. And maybe Saturdays we do both, and Sundays we do both because I have a lot of free time those days. Alright, so that should be good. Alright, today was a lot more productive than yesterday and the day before that. But, it's not a big step. I just did 2 extra subjects instead of, like, 2 subjects that I actually need to, you know, do actual school, quote-unquote, instead of just 1 or 0, because I'm fucking awful at managing my time. We may ask, well, it's 2 o'clock and you're already done? Well, there's a little thing I like to call my parents love not grading my work and not giving it back to me, and therefore I can't use it. So that's one of my favorite things. Okay. So yeah, we'll be doing the SMP. The simp will be... we'll start on Sunday at around 11 in the morning. My time. So 11 Mountain Time, 10. Sure, I'll fucking open the Discord and do it because I don't fucking know time zones, bro. You know how stupid time zones are? I hate them. Okay. Alright. Alright, so we're doing... So 6 p.m. GMT, 10 a.m. PST, and 11 a.m. MT. MT, like MT. Alright. Well, we're gonna keep going. No, I'm not gonna headbutt the tree, dumb idiot fucker. Alright, so after this, like, whole thing, we're gonna do the SMP, but I'm pretty sure I don't know if I want to play on it every day. Because I might get tired of it if I play every day, you know? So I'm probably not going to start another Pokemon thing. I'll probably give Pokemon a break for a section, or whatever. Maybe do Cave Story or something. Because I got Cave Story for free. Or maybe Oddworld, but I don't know. We'll wait until all the free Epic Games are out. Bro, City Skylines just got free on Epic Games. I'm like, fuck yeah. I bought it on Switch, but it runs like fucking shit on Switch. The Switch needed to be stronger than the Xbox 360, and it's barely stronger than the Xbox 360, and that's really annoying, because, like, the only people who can make really good-looking games on it are Nintendo themselves, because no one else knows how to fucking work the thing. Oh yeah, also, I broke my headphones on accident, which is really annoying, because now one of the ears, like, I had to super glue the ear on one of them. So it's not really that comfortable anymore, which is really annoying and sad, but... what you gonna do about it? So we just need to get Mizu up to level 45. Fuck. And we gotta get everyone else up to around level 40-ish. Everyone needs to be, I want everyone to be around level 50-ish, but we're not gonna do all that today. Our goal is just to get the lower levels of our party up to at least where everyone else is. And Mizu is getting higher because that's when it evolves. And I thought that'd be a good, you know, little stretch to go toward. next time I'm definitely not going to randomize the stats and the moveset. I'm probably just going to randomize just the Pokemon themselves and the trainer Pokemon. Because there's no strategy. It was even worse when I tried doing it without randomizing everything. The types, everything. That just made it no skill. This doesn't have any skill in it. Poison, bug type, those are going to cancel out and just do normal damage. Or it could do super effective, who knows. I mean, it's not like I'm a master in Pokemon. I've only played since Gen 6, bro. There wasn't a time when there wasn't a fairy type for me. And then again, I did follow the release of Oraz. I did follow all the Pokemon news videos of Oraz and X and Y. And I literally followed all the leaks and stuff when they were coming out. I was a young enough... Alright, I don't even know how I fucking did it. Because I remember following the X and Y, like, prior to its release. And Sun and Moon prior to its release. And everything... All the games up till Sun and Moon, up to the release. And everyone was conscious of what was going on with Sword and Shield, aka we had $4 to develop the game, and we have to make it incredibly easy because we're afraid that kids are going to leave because they find it boring because they keep losing. But that's not how games work. They only quit if it's an unfair challenge. You have to challenge them fairly, you know? So I play Genshin Impact, yeah, I said it, I play it. And that game can be bullshit at times. Not even because of the gacha mechanic, just because of some of the daily missions that they have you do. They're just fucking bullshit. Like, one of them is you have to destroy this carrying cart before it reaches the destination. But its health isn't decided on your character's, like, damage output. It's decided on the world level. Which, you know, makes a bit of sense. But when it's that makes sense for, like, mobs and stuff, right? But when it's a timed event, and you only have a certain amount of time to defeat it, it's so much harder if you just get into this new world level and you have to do them for dailies. The daily missions shouldn't be the most challenging thing in the game, but they are very close to being that. I think I'm going to do it, like, next time I'm going to do a run, I might do like after I like do all the Pokemon games, I'll probably do like an all poison type run for every gen or something like that, you know? Or I can only use poison type. So I felt a little kinship with poison type, because, you know, violet, you know, violet means purple, and purple is usually associated with poison or psychic moves. It's kind of funny how psychic and poison are kind of two sides of the same coin. I feel like if your game has a lot of community making it harder, that's a good thing, but you also should just make a hard mode option too, you know? Not after you defeat the game, but like before, you know? Pokemon needs a hard mode. Like an optional hard mode. Maybe like this is the recommended thing for beginner, or like maybe age mode, right? Like so all the kids will choose the age that they do it, right? Beginner, how many years of experience they have with gaming or whatever, and it'll determine how challenging it is. Like I can say I played Pokemon for like 15 years, and it'll give me a really hard challenge, you know? And I think that'd be cool. Like a hard but fair challenge. Alright, we're running away. Fucking Dragonite, that's weird. The Pokemon types, now that I've seen a lot more fantasy stuff, are like really fucking bullshit. You know? Like rock and ground usually are all under the earth category, right? Steel is also kind of under the earth category, but in some things it wouldn't be like steel, it'd be like metal type, right? Or mineral type. Or like iron bending or something. But like in Avatar, steel is part of earth, I think. So steel, ground, and rock, all the same type. Bug is like more of a species thing, you know, so that's kind of hard for it to be a type, right? Flying is kind of weird. Flying is like another name for like air or like wind type, right? Or like a wind type, right? Psychic makes sense. Psychic and fire makes sense. Grass is really weird. In other games it'd be called life, right? It'd be like life because it's basically life essence or plant essence. Or like, that's kind of weird, right? That's called grass type. That's a common, because usually like the equivalent of grass type in a lot of other fantasy media are really hard to find. Let's keep looking at the types and see which ones are bullshit. All right, normal type. That's kind of weird. Like, I guess normal means like normal, like non-technique animal, like non-technique Pokemon. That makes sense. Fighting type is kind of weird. I feel like all realistically speaking, fighting type's kind of weird. Flying type, already said flying type's kind of weird. Poison type makes sense. Ground, rock, and steel all should have been the same type. Bug is kind of weird. Ghost makes sense. Ghost makes sense. Steel, if it was going to be its own type, it had to be like a different name. Fire, water makes sense. Electric makes sense. Grass, already said why it doesn't make sense. Psychic kind of makes sense. Ice makes sense. Dark makes sense. Dragon makes no fucking sense at all. Dragon and fairy don't make sense because those are species. Dragon, bug, fairy are all species. Fighting and flying are states of being, right? Normal, fighting, and flying are all states of being, you know? So, that's kind of weird how they organize the types like that. So out of all the types, in my opinion, the ones that make the most sense are poison, ground, ghost, fire, water, electric, psychic, ice, and dark. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 types. I think there's 15 types in this gen. I think around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Only half of them make like sense, you know? Like dragon shouldn't be its own type. It's a species of Pokemon, right? It would be a species because dragon is like an animal. Bug is an animal, and grass would be like is also like its own thing. It's like also an animal, so it doesn't make much sense, right? That's not the main concern I have. I mean, it's fun that they have their own type system, you know? It is that a lot of normal... If there's so many normal flying type, they should just make a... weird. I'm just glad they didn't call it bird type, because even though they strong flying type is based off of birds, bird type makes a lot less sense than flying type. In terms of just logic and fact. A white apricorn. Got the lure balls. One we have the most of, or yellow. We're gonna go up to Goldenrod, and after we get to Goldenrod, we can finally, you know, keep grinding up in Victory Road, and then get places, get going. So I finished most of my manga backlog. I only have 2 on my manga backlog so far, but I have a hard time reading a series that is finished, you know? Because for me, manga, it's a lot harder to remember the names. When I'm reading a book, I can't remember the names well at all. I have to hear the names to remember them. I have to hear them a lot of times to remember them, too. So, manga, I usually like when it's a long-running series where I can, like, gradually remember the characters over a period of time, right? When it's already completed, it's a lot harder for me to read the manga unless I've already seen, like, the anime of it or whatever, right? Because, like, and also when they update too infrequently, like, Horiyuma or whatever, that romance one, really good. Only complaint is that the second guy kind of loses his entire character of having piercings and everything, right? He kind of loses his character and becomes kind of bland halfway through, but eh. Same with the girl. She's supposed to be like a house, like really choresy, but she doesn't really do it much after the first couple of chapters. But aside from those, my main problems with that is that the characters are so forgettable. Not forgettable, like I can't remember their names. I have a hard time remembering character names, and so that's why I usually prefer reading ongoing manga. If I just binge it all, it doesn't usually work as well for me. I like it when there's like a bit of a backlog, yeah. But like 20 I have been reading this one called Mona Lisa, right? Or something like that. There's like a subtitle, but I know it's called Mona Lisa something. And basically, in this alternate fantasy world, everyone doesn't have a gender until like a certain age, and then they become the gender they must associate with, right? And so because of that, like, it's rarer for a boy to like art because all the kids who would like art would end up turning into girls, right? Or something like that, right? But there's one person in the main group, the main character, doesn't want to change and like hasn't gotten a sex. You can't really choose a sex, right? You can't really do it. You can't force yourself to do it. It just kind of happens. But some people it doesn't happen that long. But then you find out that everyone who has been sexless before has died really early, and you have just beaten the world record for the longest living sexless person. And so it's a really interesting thing. Oh, fuck. I gotta get to Poke here. Spinnerack. Alright. But that one, it's only 17 chapters so far, but I remember the characters very well because I have been reading it since chapter 4. But if I have started reading it now, and it seems like it's nearing its end, I would feel like I wouldn't remember the characters as well. That's why I usually prefer, a series with a bit of backlog, and then, like, I can read it there, you know? Also, character deaths in manga usually don't hit me as hard as they do in anime. Just because I don't have a good grasp on their personality as much, you know? And speaking of anime, we're going to start off on my anime, looking at my anime list and reviewing them. This time we're going to go rating them in order of, instead of alphabetical, we're going to sort them in terms of my rating of it. Score descending. No, we're going to do ascending score so I can rate my first ones for worst ones. Alright. So I already said, Astro Lost in Space. Didn't like it. It was kind of bland. I did not have a good time watching it. Overlord Season 2 literally destroys the entire character of Ainz Ulgol, or whatever his name is. Literally destroys his entire character. I gave Overlord a 3. I hated Overlord Season 2. It was like, hey, let's follow these lizard people instead of the main guy for the entire season, and let's make the main guy the villain of the story for no reason at all. If you try to make people root for your main character to lose in only one particular part of the story, and just destroy his character and then act like nothing happened, I hate that. I just don't like Overlord at all. Next is the Index movie. The Index movie was okay. It was an Idols movie, and I don't really like Idols all that much. But it wasn't bad. It just wasn't really for me, and it wasn't like that. I don't. That's not what I meant. It's just like they could have done better with it. But it's not like, oh my god, that was the worst thing I've ever watched. Because now that I think about that, I should have given Arch Enemy and the Hero a 5. I'm giving that a 5. Because in my opinion, the 10 out of 10 scale is 2 5 out of 5s. No, 2 4 out of 5 scales. Number 5 is like a 0, right? 6 through 10 are good shows, and then 4 through 0, the 4 through 4 through 1 are like not entertaining, you know? So I just thought Arch Enemy and the Hero was super boring. K-Project Missing Kings. K-Project Missing Kings was boring. It wasn't very good. I'm actually, now that I think about it, I definitely rate the Index movie above them. I'm rating all the K-Project stuff a 5. Because K-Project Season 2 Missing Kings and Return of Kings or whatever, one of them's a movie about all the characters except for the main one, you know? And the supporting characters do not have enough, like, they don't have enough depth to warrant that. Grand Blue Fantasy was just kind of off. I've already said that before, but, like, its story was kind of like, not all there, because it was based off of a gacha game. So it was kind of weird how they did that. Midori no Hibi, I've already explained why I like that show a lot. I gave it a 10 out of 10, but I've lowered it down to 7 over a couple of times I look back at it. I didn't like To Love Ru all that much, but it was entertaining enough. I mean, you know, To Love Ru was okay, but there's been a lot better harem shows, and that was way too ecchi for me. Alright, next one, Bakken Test no Shing, that's season 1, I already talked about that one. Toru Magico no Index 2, I give Index 2 a 7. I'm pretty sure I gave Index 1 an 8. Because I remember liking Index 1 a lot more than Index 2. In my opinion, a 7 is like the bare minimum, is like pretty, it's not average, but it's like very basic, you know, not basic, but you know what I mean, right? Yeah, I gave Index a 8 out of 10, Index Season 1 an 8 out of 10, I liked Index Season 1. Basically, Index Season 1 takes place in this, Index 2, and Index 3 all take place in this one place called Academy City. Academy City is a place in Japan, like a city-state, like similar to Vatican City in Japan, where like a bunch of the scientific companies have gone and they've found a way to give humans superpowers through like science and shit, right? And so, Index, basically this one guy is like at level 0, and level 0s are basically powerless people, right? But powerless people are like they go to Academy City, but they somehow just can't get like abilities, and they don't know why. But Toma has an ability. The main character's name is Toma, by the way. He has an ability, but it's not within the predetermined like ranking, so he's still ranked level 0. Basically, he has the ability. Oh, it's like Flambella's level 40. Anyway, he has the ability to cancel all other supernatural events, be it magic or like Esper abilities. One day, Toma finds this one nun on his balcony who has memory loss, and she eats all his food and stuff. And so he helps protect her from these people who are chasing her. And he has to watch him as he goes through his adventures in this newfound magical world and through the world of Academy City. The only bad things about Index are that the science parts are the magic parts, you know, the main part of the main series are the weakest parts of the whole franchise. And that's kind of it. The Bakken Test ONA is up next. OVA, I mean. It's just an episode about a school festival in the show. Already talked about Blue Exorcist, already talked about that. Blood Lad. K, I've talked about K. I've talked about Data Live. I've talked about Noragami. Akame Got Killed, I've talked about Ore Twin Tail ni Namasusu. Gonna be a Twin Tail. It's a fucking awful show, but I love it. Just because how bad it is. It's like, you know, people nowadays parody those kid shows. It's like the Power Rangers, right? Imagine Power Rangers with ecchi, but it's still as childish as Power Rangers in terms of the depth of the plot. That's what the show is. But it's really, really stupid, and I couldn't help but like it. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, though. Alright. Next one up is in a boring world where the concept of dirty doji doesn't exist. Long story short, there's a lot of morality laws and you can't say anything, and it's really, really funny when you hear the characters say bum bum instead of butt or like anything like or ass or whatever. It's really stupid, and it's not for everyone. It's a very ecchi show, but it was a pretty okay show. Overlord Season 1, easily my least favorite out of the entire Isekai Quartet, yet it's probably one of the most popular. There are so many other manga that I've read that have done the concept of Overlord so much better. But I had to give credit where credit is due. Overlord Season 1, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Basically, Overlord is like, he's playing this one game, and I'm pretty sure it's not a VR game. And then he somehow wakes up inside of the game and somehow still is able to confuse it for real life, even though it wasn't a VR game. That's kind of weird. Anyway, he wakes up as his character Ainz Ulgo, and he is the he was the owner of the strongest guild with a bunch of his friends. And so this was the day that the game was shutting down, and all his friends left the game. And so he was sitting in the game, and then he woke up, and he was inside of the game world with all the game characters who were still like conscious of what happened before, like when they were NPCs. But now they're in a new world compared to both of those worlds. So now he got isekai with his people from the game again. And so now he's trying to spread his name as Einzulgo to hopefully get his people who are former guildmates of him to come back and help him out to get home. The only problem I have with Overlord is that he loses his humanity and like kind of just does like dickhead things because he's like becomes sociopathic from becoming a skeleton, and I don't like that much. Talked about Dimension W, talked about 100, talked about I've talked about how to pick up girls in a dungeon. Psyche K, bro. Psyche K is pretty good. It's a series of ONAs in a comedy sketch form. That's the dangerous life of Psyche K. Basically, he wants to be an average person, attract as little attention as possible, but he was born with ridiculous psychic powers. Imagine like the psychic powers that like are very inconvenient. That's what Psyche K's powers are. So I think it was pretty funny. It can be a bit long. I haven't seen season 2 because there's not a dub, because I watched the dub. Sugimomo is about this guy who finds his mom's ori or something like that. It's like his mom's kimono belt. Turns out it was a living thing the whole time, and now he has to fight things with it. It's a perfectly like average show. Already talked about Hashime no Gal. Index 3 is every Index fan's worst nightmare. Although I'm an anime only, so I don't know how bad they fucked it up, but I know 100% that they fucked it up. They skipped so much shit in Index 3, but if you watch it without knowing that they skipped over anything, it's a perfectly fine show. Because of that, I'm actually probably just going to give Index 1 and 2 a higher rating. Because Index 3 is easily the worst rated out of all the other shows on MAL, right? I think it's it has good moments, but they fucked it up because they really wanted to get to Index. They wanted to get to New Testament, which is an arc in the light novels. The thing is, they skipped around like a year's worth of light novels to get to the part, and I'm like, why would you do that? You know? And so I'm just kind of annoyed that they did that. Yeah, I give them both 8s. Okay. So overall, Index 3 is worse at the Index like main line, but it's not a bad show by all means if you look at it in a vacuum. It just has a couple of pacing issues that way. Next one up is I just wanted average abilities in my next life. It's your typical isekai, cute girls doing cute things show. This girl from Japan is like, I want an average life. And so the god's like, okay, coolio, I'm gonna give you literally the middle. Not the average. The main problem with this is that the god doesn't give her the average. The god gives her the the median. The middle of all the options. You know how if you have like an average between 15 individual ones and 15 is all the ones added up and then plus 15, so it'll be divided by 2. So the average of 15 individual ones and one instance of 15 would be 15. But in this, it shows the mean, so the middle number. And so, for example, she gets born into a Viscount family because a Viscount is the middle, not mean, mean is the average, but the median. She gets born into a Viscount because a Viscount is the median of all the social classes and like all the noble classes and stuff, right? And so she just has like the abilities average considering all the beings in the world. She has the abilities of like a lesser dragon. So compared to all humans, she's like super strong. But because she's like starting to be average, it doesn't work that well. So for her, so it's a pretty fun show. It's not anything that'll blow your mind or anything. It It's not particularly funny or particularly anything. The characters are kind of forgettable, but it's a nice little show that like you'll have a good time with. Alright, Steins Gate 0 Valentine Special. It's a 7. It's from Steins Gate 0, which was already a kind of meh adaptation of the visual novel, apparently. I've only seen Steins Gate 0, although I own Steins Gate 0, the visual novel, I think. I think I own the visual novel. Let me check. I have Steam open right now. Yeah, I own the visual novel. I just haven't played it yet. So, I heard they adapted it kind of weird. So, but the Valentine Special literally serves no purpose and takes place in no chronological point of the story. Alright. Next up, Isekai Quartet is amazing if you've seen, or at least have knowledge of most of the shows in there. But in reality, you only really need the knowledge from ReZero, Tanya the Evil, and Konosuba in order to understand everything. Because compared to all those shows, Overlord is so different in tone. Overlord is a lot more serious. It has a lot. Overlord doesn't even try comedy, while ReZero has some comedic moments, right? Konosuba is literally a comedy, and Tanya the Evil, like, Tanya the Evil doesn't do many funny moments either, but, it works because Tanya, oh fuck, I almost fucking died. Okay, that was a bad idea to try to risk it for Biscuit. Biscuit, go on out, please, alright? Anyway, Tanya the Evil kind of works because they get her character spot on, and to be fair to Isekai Quartet, they get all the characters right. Like, really believable to themselves. The only one that was kind of weird is kind of just Amelia, just because she hasn't been fleshed out that much as a character in the show itself. And like, for all manga readers or like that, Isekai Quartet takes place after the seasons of the anime. So it's a pretty funny show. I give most things a 7 because that's my default rating. 8, I usually give, if I like a thing a lot, I give it a 10. If I like a thing a good amount, I give it a 9. If I like a thing like a lot, not a lot, I give it a 9. If I like a thing, it's pretty good, it's better than most shows, I give it an 8. If it's like, yeah, this is good quality, this is perfectly passable, there's nothing really wrong with this, I give it a 7. If it's like, okay, there's a couple things that are wrong here, it had potential, but it's just not really for me-ish, or like the first part minus the second part or whatever, right? Then that's a 6. If it's boring, I give it a 5. If it's, then from bottom, I usually rank them from how much I like them compared to other shows for how I don't like things. 46, you're gonna battle them, because why the fuck not? Alright, so next one is a certain scientific accelerator. Accelerator, as a show, is kind of sad, because they did a manga based off Accelerator, and they fucked it up, kind of. They just made it kind of boring, and I don't know how you could fuck up Accelerator, but like, the show itself in this first season was pretty good. It had a lot of potential, but ended up dealing with a lot of the magic elements, too. And it was literally the entire... Accelerator's only 12 episodes compared to all the other things in Index franchise being 24. So it was kind of weird, because I kind of expected them to be more episodes, but they never came. So it was kind of okay. Now, this is the original Otome game reincarnation villainous thing, right? My next life as a villainous, all routes lead to doom. There are so many other manga that do its premise better, but this one was the first manga to really do it, right? And so for that, I give it props. The anime was okay. It's perfectly passable. It's like just kind of mindless fun. So if you like that, then I recommend the manga. Fuck it. I need to talk to every NPC so I know who the fuck wants to fight me. Next one is Trigon. Trigun. Fuck. Triangle. It's Trigun. I know I'm saying triangle wrong. I'm saying like triangle, like in there. That you're not supposed to do that. I'm saying it wrong, but I don't really care. It's a pretty good show. It deviates from the anime. No, it deviates from the manga, because the manga wasn't done yet. So it gets docked off points, but I gave it an 8 out of 10 because it's a pretty good show, all things considered. It deals with a lot of good topics, too. So yeah, it's a really good show. It's a classic for a reason. Kyogre. What's Kyogre's type? I'm pretty sure it's just pure water type, right? Kyogre is pure 100% water. Right, our water Pokemon can't fight it yet. Alright, Zen Headbutt, please die it. Funk. Okay, Zen Headbutt. It continues to fall. Tara, so we're going to keep battling, but we're going to Iron Defense once, because it might have a really powerful move. On defense one more time. Oh, that's weird. Okay. On defense one more time. Fuck you. Zen Headbutt. Fuck you. Zen Headbutt and kill it. Okay, thank God. And it's dead. Okay. Next anime on the list is Orange High School Host Club. It's another classic for a reason. I watched the dub and it was pretty good too. I didn't watch the sub, but I watched the dub and it was pretty good. There wasn't any obvious dub changes. In fact, if anything, they made it too faithful to the original by having everyone call like Honey-chan. They say Chan inside the. They say Chan inside of the anime, which is really abnormal, especially nowadays. Or I don't know if it is. Depends on the studio, but especially back then, that was super abnormal, and that made it really kind of like. You want to see the people who only watch Dragon Ball or Sailor Moon watch Orange High School Host Club. Because I don't even know how High School Host Club was doing well when the concept of the host club doesn't even exist in the West, really. You know, that's not really a thing here. But the concept, Orange High School, oh yeah, I forgot even to talk about Trigun's plot, but I'll talk about that in a second. Orange High School Host Club is a pretty average reverse harem show, which aren't really in style anymore, but they were really popular back then, in like 2000s. It deviated from the manga because it caught up to the manga too quickly, and the manga was still, you know, going. But that's not really a bad thing in this case. The plot is about Haruhi Fujioka, I think is her name. She goes to the prestigious Oran High School, like Oran Academy, with a scholarship, and because she is like super duper poor, she couldn't afford a uniform. She walked into the club, the leftover music room, trying to find an abandoned room to study because everyone else was playing around. She ended up knocking over a vase that cost more than her entire life savings, and so in order to pay it off, she had to work as a member of the host club. However, the host club consists of all boys, and at the time, the people forcing her to do that to pay off her debt didn't know she was a girl. And so now, watch this journey as Haruhi cross-dresses to try to make sure that her secret as a girl isn't found, so that she can, you know, not go into crippling debt against all these rich people. And so it's a perfectly it's a classic for a reason. It was also really innovative. Trigun's plot is about Vash the Stampede, who has like a quadrillion $double bounty on his head, and it's about him and a bunch of other characters walking through this Wild West. It's a western. The whole thing's a western about him traveling from place to place, and meeting new characters and doing new things. And watch this show as you slowly uncover the past behind why everyone's on this like area. You know, it's a pretty cool western. Same thing for the movie. Uh, Bakken Test Season 2 deserves an A because I like it a lot. Alright, My Little Monster, the character that Mizu is named after. The show that Mizutani is in. And that's what Mizu is named after. And basically, My Little Monster is about Mizutani. I gotta get water soon, but like Mizutani coming and going to school and coming across this delinquent boy who like she gets it. I'm gonna read the summary because I can't really describe it all that well. But it's a romance between Mizutani, the straightforward kudere, and tsundere at the same time, with this oblivious musclehead man. All right. Mizutani is apathetic towards her classmates, only caring about her grades. However, her cold view of life begins to change when she meets Haru, a violent troublemaker who stopped attending classes after getting into a fight early in the school year. He's not much different from her, though. He, too, understands little about human nature and does not have any friends. Much to Mizutani's surprise, he proclaims that she will be his friend immediately and confesses his feelings toward her upon meeting her. Because of her lack of friends and social interaction, Mizutani has a hard time understanding her relationship with Haru, but slowly their friendship begins to progress as she discovers there's more to Haru than violence. She begins to develop feelings for him, but is unsure what kind of emotions she's experiencing. Together, Mizutani and Haru experience the true nature of their relationship and their emotions. It is a pretty good... The only bad thing about the show is that they didn't fucking make a season 2 because, you know, people love not making season 2s of shows. Was there a dub? Did I watch this show subbed? I watched it subbed. I don't even remember watching it subbed. I thought I watched it dubbed. The only thing is, I would say read the manga if you want to experience more. But the thing is, I don't like the manga's art style. And so I'm just begging, come on, man. ReZero did it after, ReZero did it after 4 years. You know, you're only a bit, 8 years. You know, it's only 9 years later. You can make a season 2. Come on, bro. Come on, please. So yeah, it's pretty good. I already talked about Magi. Already talked about all these shows here. Data Live 2, I gave a pretty high score to, relatively. Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches experiences the same exact problem of fucking My Little Monster, because they got one season, and the show goes, this covers, the first couple of volumes of the manga. There's so much more. This covers, these two shows cover 10% of the manga, of their respective mangas. And so this show is about Yamada entered high school, wanted to turn over a new leaf, and lead a productive school life instead of, his delinquent years. He chose to attend Shinjuku High when no one knew of his reputation. However, he gets bored. In the second year, he reverted to his old ways, getting into fights and everything. What move are we learning? Iron Tail 90. No, thank you, bro. I'm gonna keep with the moveset I have, especially because it only has 5 PP. 28, yay. Alright, and he goes back to his old, ways. One day, while coming back from yet another office visit, he encounters a beautiful honor student, and a misstep causes them both to tumble down the stairs. And they accidentally kiss. Uh-oh. It turns out that they can switch bodies whenever they kiss, an ability which will prove both convenient and troublesome. Learning of their new power, they use it to go on wacky hijinks and discover the true meaning behind said power. Pretty good show, although it needs more seasons, and I don't like the manga's art style either. And so I don't want to read the manga, so please, season 2, please, I'm begging, bro. I'm getting water right now. I need it right now. I'm gonna fucking die. the only thing keeping My Little Monster away from a 10 out of 10, or not a 10 out of 10, no, sorry, my bad, from a, like a 9 out of 10, and, or maybe even a 10 out of 10, I don't know, but like, is the fact that it doesn't resolve anything, because, you know, it didn't get a second season. And because of that, all of its, like, plots land empty. And so there's no, like, there's no solution to any of the problems that they have. Kind of just ends on them looking at the fucking sunrise. Okay, let me put my jacket on, I'm cold. By jacket, I mean bathrobe. Okay, bathrobe is on. Anime reviews are going to keep going. You'd be wondering, wait a minute, aren't you going to run out of anime soon? Relatively, yes, but I'd probably read double the amount of anime. I'd probably read double the amount of manga that I do anime. I watch anime, I mean. Oh, fuck, I broke my headphones a bit more. Alright. Alright, the problem with the next anime is that all alternatives to... If you don't like light novels, you can't finish the story. Because the anime ended in 2015, that's when the show, that's the season. Right? It was a pretty good anime, right? Then the manga kept going, right? And then they canceled the manga. And that means you could only read the light novels, which were released barely ever. And so, it's kind of annoying. So basically, Chivalry of a Failed Knight was about there's just a few humans in the world who have the ability to manipulate weapons. They're called Blazers, and they study and train at this academy for mage knights. And this one failure is the only F-ranked Blazer at the entire academy. Ends up getting roommated with Stella Vermilion, an A-ranked Blazer who happens to be a princess from another thing. He accidentally finds her naked, and then they have to duel, and whoever they have to do a duel, and whoever loses becomes the slave of the winner. So it's a pretty good thing. I like it a lot. It's just fucking painful that the light novel is the only way to experience the story in its full entirety. So that's the annoying part. So, light novel fans, go at it. If you're not, I would just recommend not doing it. Steins Gate 0, 8 out of 10, but compared to Steins Gate's 10 out of 10, it's not as good. It's because the inherent plot of Steins Gate 0, I think, is inferior. Also causes a couple of plot holes in Steins Gate Vanilla. But the worst part is just that they kind of didn't do as good of a job as an adaptation. Still, on its own as a show, it's amazing. On its own as a show, it's amazing. The Steins Gate movie, Divide by Zero, is a good little special. I probably should have rated it a lower score, but I liked it a lot. However, it doesn't involve Okabe at all, and it takes place immediately after Steins Gate Season 1. Or, yeah, it takes place after Season 1. And it's 100% not canon at all. It's so not canon. Because it wasn't based off the light novels. But it was good, and I liked it. Next one is Tanya the Evil. Pretty good show. Basically, it's about this one salary worker who's like, I don't believe in God or anything. God's like, hold up, bro. That's fucking cringe as balls, bro. I'm gonna put you in the worst thing ever so that you believe in me now. And he's like, even though you're still up there, I don't believe it because I don't like it and it's not true, bitch. And so he gets reincarnated as a girl in this magical World War II. And then she has a bunch of superpowers and she fights in the wars on the front lines because it's the quickest way to make money and live. You know? Because he was a ruthless businessman in his past life, right? And so God was like, yo, don't be ruthless, show compassion. He's like, fuck you, bitch. And so you just watch him fight a bunch of people. And unlike Overlord, this guy's a dickhead from the start. So it makes it a bit better when, like, you know, he ends up like killing an entire battalion, and you watch the American, and it kills the American general, and you watch the American daughter have to go fight her. Although there's might be a season 2 or a movie, but there's not a dub of it yet, and so therefore haven't watched it. Pretty good show. Sequel. It's the movie. I haven't seen the movie yet. Nut. Does the movie have a dub, though? I'm gonna look it up right now. Oh, there's a fucking Portuguese dub. You know, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, I know why. Alright. So basically, there's not any dubbing of it because licensing fucks up. But there might be a dub of it soon because there's now a Funimation-led monopoly on anime, which kind of sucks because Funimation's a fucking horrible-ass company, and I really want them to fucking burn and die, and I want to become their new president because I'd do a better job, is what I would like to say. Basically, they fuck everything up and are like, they changed the dub to make it they changed the dub to add stuff in it that they think they would like, which is not their job, it's just to translate it. They also pay their workers insanely low rates, except for their voice actors, and also most of their voice actors are pricks. But, in Funimation's defense, they have not all the voice actors are that bad. But, I'd prefer if it would have, actually no, either way, whoever bought that would be bad. So, there might be a new dub for the Tanya the Evil movie. Next one is, in all honesty, was a guilty pleasure of mine. Shouldn't have given it an 8, but I just liked it a lot. It was Acoustic Records of the Bastard Magic Instructor. Basically, it's your typical fantasy school thing with the main character being a motherfucking powerful-ass magician. Alright, so I'll read the summary because I don't remember it all too well because I watched it a while ago. The Empire is home of one of the most distinguished magic schools in the world, the Magical Academy. I'm leaving out the names because I don't want to try to pronounce it. Here, ambitious students go undergo training to become competent magicians. Sistine Feeble, a stern noble girl, and her bright-eyed best friend, Rumia Ting, will attend the academy determined to cultivate their magical skills. However, their world is thrown for a loop when their favorite teacher suddenly retires, and the enigmatic Glenn Radars replaces him. His lazy and indifferent attitude towards life and magic quickly puts him at odds with his class. What's more, nefarious foes hidden within the Empire's walls start to become active, and Sistine, Runa, and Glenn find themselves caught up in their schemes. It follows Sistine, who is captivated by a mysterious flying magic castle, Rumia, who's haunted by a troubled past, and Glenn, who maybe more than meets the eye. Forgot. That was my bad for looking away and reading while playing Pokemon. My B. That's why I prefer the grind on the other area. Alright. Right, so basically, it doesn't deserve an 8, but I liked it a lot more than I should have. Route 35 battle, okay. We'll heal and we'll do the Route 35 battle. Well, that was annoying that we lost that. We're gonna stop with the anime reviews right now. Cause my voice hurts like a lot. I totally wasn't paying attention. Also, I don't want my Pokemon to die right now. So I spent so long grinding and I don't want them to die. Please, brother. Well, the problem with this show is that it's never getting a season 2, because it was advertised. It was spring 2017, 2020. On the fuck. I fucking hate light novels because I don't like reading. Reading normal books puts me to sleep. Like, actually, like, makes me tired. Alright, well, we're gonna fly here, do a Pokemon battle, and then we're gonna be good, bro. So, I was drawing a new character today. It was that character I first posted on my Twitter account. The one with the blonde hair with the purple background. That was a pretty good first drawing. Didn't like the style as much, though, but better than the Mario drawing I did afterward. Way better. But, But I'm starting to draw her. I'm not done with, even close to being done with her yet. But, it's going pretty well at the moment. The drawing's going nice. It's not going to be in any pose. It's going to be in the same pose as the, previous, like, T-pose, like, drawing of Penelope. The main problem is that the outfit I'm giving her right now, I don't think it's going to be her final outfit. Because it doesn't really suit the character I'm trying to make. So, either her design's going to change a lot from the first one, or this is going to be not going to be her consistent clothing. Okay. Kyogre. We're going to Iron Defense just to make sure death is going to be harder. And you know, uses Octazooka, a special move. Zen Headbutt. Good thing it doesn't like living all too much. Octazooka, please don't die, please don't die. Fuck. Yeah, we have to switch. I'm sorry, bro. We just have to. We can't afford to lose Mizu here. Alright, Whirlpool does the most damage. We have to use it. And plus will be a continuous hit if it doesn't die. Okay, good. So it's very dead. See, that's your battle. Okay. We're gonna fly to the Pokemon Center. We'll fly here. We'll go here. Alright, so I have a couple anime lined up, like on Funimation, I'm gonna watch after I'm done with all the manga I'm done redoing and shit. I'm also gonna watch Slime Season 2 when it comes out. Okay, let's go and grind on the other side though, because this side's too dangerous. This side is way too dangerous. Don't you fucking dare, bro. Alright, after Mizu levels up, that's when the stream's gonna end. Because my voice is hurting. Flame Bell's all at 41. Poggers, okay. As a Merle. Red bunny suits are really good. I think my favorite, like, animal girl, like animal girl, like hybrid, like, you know, in anime and shit. Let me think. It's probably not cat girl for me, just because I've never been fond of cats, in my opinion. I have to say, alright. Probably fox, in my opinion. Not furry though. Not furry, not the furry kind, but like ears and tail shit. Then cat girls are always nice, you know? Alright, bro. Bro, if I was an anthropomorphic animal, I wouldn't like it at all. It's like, you know how much more soap you would have to buy? One, it'd be a lot more expensive just to live as anything, you know? Number two, clothes would be a nightmare. You know how it like feels uncomfortable if you're wearing a hat with like a lot of like body hair, right? Imagine like fuck. Okay. That would be so uncomfortable wearing any type of clothes. It just wouldn't be fun. I can't do poses yet when I'm drawing, which is really hard because every time I try to do a pose, it just doesn't work. That's why I'm just drawing reference like things now that look pretty okay, and then I'll use those to further draw the characters in different poses. The characters I make in different poses. Bro. I'm probably gonna draw a dude next time because I hate drawing tits. It's so annoying. It's so hard and annoying. I mean, you don't have to draw the dick bulge for every character, right? That's not a thing. For most characters in most situations. But like, for anime though, you do have to basically draw all the tiggity. Alright, come on, we just need one more good fight, and then level up we get, and then we evolve. One hit kill on slacking. That's actually really good that we got to that high of, you know, attack. Dead. Oh, so close, baby. Oh, so close. What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? Slacking? Let's see. One hit KO. Zen headbutt again? Oh, funk. Oh my god, that was 5 times. And level up time. Doodle. Also, I'm saving this to my profile pictures folder. I'm sorry. It's just too good to not do it. It's gonna save as Metagrow, which is Matang. I have a really big profile pictures folder that I just want to get through eventually, you know? Right, so Matang. Alright, bum. Sick, bro. Man, look at them thighs, bro. Thighs, bro. Those are thighs for days. Thighs for days, bro. Going on the Twitter, baby. That's getting so posted to the Twitter. New evolution, baby. New evolution. Iron Tail, again. Let's see if Iron Tail changed. Literally isn't worth it. So, no. Give up on Iron Tail. Alright, well, we're going to teleport back to the house, heal there, and then we will keep grinding. So now we have the newest member of our team being the highest level again. You know? that happened with a Grimm, and it happened with one of the people that died in the Great Grimm Massacre, and the one before that, and the massacre after that, you know? Alright. That's enough grinding for today. My voice is killing me. I'm gonna go heal, and then we're gonna save, and that's gonna be the end of the stream for today. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Sorry I was all grinding, and sorry it was gonna be bit grinding for a bit more. I just don't want to lose any mons, and also half our team is like our stock members, so it takes a while to get back up. Well, thank you guys for watching. Sorry for missing yesterday's stream. Tomorrow is Saturday. We will still stream Pokemon like normal, but on Sunday will be the day of the SMP, so be prepared. We will most likely not stream Pokemon that day. So, we might stream it in the morning. No, actually no, because it takes place in the morning. We're just going to play all day, probably, until I get bored, which is relatively soon. Anyway, so, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Violet.